that cannot ever please God. And there's the statement, without faith, it is impossible to please God.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and light divides within. So let me, there's context to the scriptures that I'm using. Paul, in each one of these scriptures so far, particularly in the Corinthians, not in Genesis, Paul was communicating and developing his argument, like in 2 Corinthians 4. In 2 Corinthians 3, that led into 2 Corinthians 4, he was actually speaking about the veil that covers our hearts and the likeness, and this is for Bible students, hopefully you can look into this.
Yeah.
The time that Moses went up into the mountain and spoke to the Lord face to face, and he was so close to the Lord, though he didn't see his face, because no man can look upon his face and live.
Right.
But he was close enough that his glory reflect and illuminated the skin of Moses. Some of you guys listening may have recalled that.
Yeah.
So that it frightened the children of Israel, because Moses was the leader of the children of Israel, and he was requested to put a veil over his face. Now, if we, and I'm not, this can get into a lesson, but the veil over the face of Moses is another way that God himself divides the believer from the unbeliever. Because the believer in his transgressions and sins from the heart, the veil is over the heart. Though Moses put a veil over his face, the Lord hides his word, and as you go into the scriptures and read, the veil of Moses, who represents the law, is the veil over our hearts in seeking to obey the law or make propitiation or reconciliation to the law, of which we cannot. All we can do is fall down before the Lord and cry out, what must we do to be saved?
Yeah.
Of which defines the good news that God has, which is a man like yourself, like ourselves, who has never done sin, but paid the penalty of the wrath of God for sin.
Right. Now, do you think that, in a way, because Moses put the veil over his face, is because God told him, right?
Yeah.
Now, but our veil that's already over the ones that are dead, that's the difference, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the difference. And the veil is where God blinds, the God of this world, which is Satan, blinds the minds of them which believe not. Satan blinds their minds. There's a veil to the glory of the law, which glory of the law points to Jesus Christ.
Right.
And because they're blinded by an enemy from within the heart, they have no way to look upon the glory of God and seek an escape from the darkness of their world and of their lives.
Wow. That just made total perfect sense. And gave me some answers to some questions. I appreciate it. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Also, consider this. So in that state, before God makes us willing by the day of his power, and by the way, this is in Psalms 110, verse 3, and this is how we are willing, and we freely, what appears to be free will, but it's an ignited will to come to God by his power of the command to let the light shine out of darkness.
So you're saying that it's a free will, but it's almost like it's not, because God is controlled. He's willed it.
If I may say,
please.
It's not a free will because the will is dead. It's a quickened will.
Quickened will. Okay, thank you for clarifying to the audience.
When the heart is quickened, and the light is seen, then one is brought to his knees in his heart, and sometimes on his knees. Lord, men and brethren, what shall we do? Remember in Acts 3 in Pentecost.
Yeah.
the Pharisee Saul, who became the Apostle Paul in Acts 9. Lord, what must I do? What would you have me to do?
Right.
Now, you see, and so, but it had to do with light. He was confronted with light before he could even say something like that.
Right.
The light of Peter's sermon in the time of the Pentecost, again, before the light, they bowed down.
Right.
And so there you see really the activity of the living light of the Lord through the mouth of Peter in Acts 9. It was from heaven through Jesus Christ himself
Right.
that apprehended the heart. And it affects a division.
Amen.
It moves those who are meant to be saved to the light by way of hearing, and those who do not bow the knee to the hearing of the light are left in darkness.
So you would say, it'd be fair to say, it's a quickened will?
It's a quickened will.
Okay.
It's a quickened will.
Thank you. Please continue.
And then I was gonna now in the light of, or in the fact of the sufficiency of death unto death and life unto life, upon hearing the gospel, it's a savor that people who hear